Talking about just like cold approach, like I like her tits, I want to get her number. That's, you know, she doesn't know you exist, right? That's cold approach, right? And that's what most of us want to learn how to do. And by the way, most guys that have been traditionally bad daters in their life always pick the very hardest, most difficult thing that becomes their goal, right? I want to be able to walk across a busy room, you know, music blasting with women, you know, posing and fronting for each other. Every guy in the room's trying to get those women attention, and I want to be able to walk across the room and she automatically responds to me and gives me a number and goes home with me. That's what bad daters want to learn how to do, right? Am I right? Anybody got that kind of agenda? You're a bunch of liars. You guys have been told to be honest. Okay. Of course, that's why we get involved with this, right? So, but here's some drawbacks. I shared this with Mark last night, and he said, oh, really? Cold approach, I'm going to say just a few drawbacks. I think it's fundamentally invasive. I think you are being invasive to another human being purely because you've objectified them. All right? You know why #MeToo exists? Because the majority of women have felt invaded their entire lives. If a woman is even moderately attractive, everywhere she goes, men have been invasive of her. She goes to the gym, men are invasive. She's on public transportation, they're invasive. Now, if they're going out to a club, dressed up, wanting attention, that's a different context. But just in general, women have been invaded their entire lives. Women are security-seeking creatures. They've never felt safe walking this planet. And so I think a lot of what gets taught is pickup and approach is fundamentally invasive. If a woman doesn't know you exist, does not send you a signal of interest, indicator of interest, when you approach her, they don't know a goddamn thing about you. Who is this guy? What does he want? Is he a pervert? Is he a creep? Is he going to stalk me? Is he going to try to interrupt my workout routine? They don't know that stuff. So guess what women automatically do in that context? Any guess? They put their guard up, which is going to feel like rejection to us. They put their guard up. Why? Because they're smart. They don't know who the fuck you are.
What's up, Authentic fam? Back at you with another special request video. This one is going to be for a brother named Seth. So a subscriber sent me a video from Robert Glover, who I guess is supposed to be, I don't know, a dating author, pickup coach. Honestly, haven't heard of him. He's supposed to be some type of OG in the space. So first of all, let me thank you, Seth, for the continued support. This isn't Seth's first requested video, so I always appreciate that. Makes it a lot easier for me to just hit on the topic that someone requested. So I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the things that I agree with. There isn't going to be much that I don't agree with, although, spoilers alert, I'm not impressed by this author. I'm not moved by his speech. And it's not so much that I disagree with anything that he's saying. It's just, who is he talking to? This material is extremely outdated. And I'm going to explain to you why. Alright, so a couple of things that he touched on real quick is attachment outcome, which I've already talked about several times on the channel. I just don't call it that. But basically, it's you guys being terrified to go talk to a girl or to do this or do that, ask a girl out, or to network with guys that you don't know, meeting new people, all this, anxiety and all this nervousness and afraid to do this and afraid to do that. A lot of it stems from the fact that you have some type of attachment to the outcome. So I've told guys many times, you should be cold approaching as frequently as possible, but not because you're attached to the girl liking you and responding well and giving you her number and you holding hands and getting married and having children. And no, you're putting way too much on it. You should have an outcome that you can control. Therefore, regardless of whether or not she quote unquote rejects you, you still accomplished your goal because the outcome is up to you. The outcome being that you just simply approached a girl and made some conversation. You broke some ice. That should be the outcome that you're looking for. And if that is the outcome you're looking for, guess what? You're 100% in control. Because if you don't talk to her, you failed. If you do talk to her, you win. And if she happens to like you and give you her information and it goes well from there, that's just a bonus to it, guys. Simple-ish. Just like getting in better shape and making a lot of money and doing all these things to gain women and impress women, wrong. You should be doing all those things for yourself. You should be doing things that you desire, things that you're passionate about, things that make you feel fulfilled and feel good about yourself. The women is just an added bonus, guy. That's it. They just come along with being a winner. They come along with being successful. They come along with being reliable and having ability and skill and all that other jazz. Okay? But there's a lot of guys out there that their whole focus is women's approval and women's validation. All right, so obviously I agree with the attachment outcome. The next thing is that approaching women is evasive. Now, okay, let me just put a paperclip in that. Another thing he mentioned was that approaching women based on their looks is shallow and demeaning. So we'll also put a paperclip in that. Okay? Coming out of your comfort zone has benefits. Again, something I've talked about a million times on the channel. Things that you're uncomfortable doing, things you're afraid to do, things that intimidate you, those are the things you should be doing. Those are the things you should be getting comfortable with. If you're afraid of confrontation, that means you can't handle confrontation, and you know you can't handle it. So, in other words, starting to deal with confrontation and getting experience with that would be very uncomfortable, wouldn't it? But it would solve that problem, because at some point you'd start being comfortable with the unknown, you'd be comfortable with spontaneity, because you'll start to feel comfortable and confident within yourself, knowing that you'll be able to handle whatever situation comes your way. Because as the saying goes, shit happens. The problem is, majority of men today can't handle any type of shit. Any variation of shit, they can't handle it, which makes them just as useless as a female, which is why they're unattractive to, you guessed it, females. All right. And then the final thing that I'll probably touch on is choose a woman who chooses you, which is a priority to Seth. All right. So the other things that I put paper clips in, this is why, because I'm going to sum them all together. This is why I'm not impressed by any of what he said, because a lot of it almost contradicts itself in a way. So the speech is really about guys getting the nerve to like get out there and meet women and speak to women. So to say that approach is evasive, that's because there's one big ass elephant in the room that no dating coach wants to address, nobody wants to talk about, and the only quote unquote dating coaches who actually touch on this are usually female ones. And the reason why is because it's part of their little scam, it's part of their hustle, just saying that, hey guys, it doesn't matter how you look. This method that I'm gonna give you, it doesn't matter how tall you are. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter. No, all of those fucking things matter. Okay? What she's doing is she's sizing you up for the take. That's what she's doing. She's rocking you to sleep like a little baby, telling you all the key things that you want to hear as a desperate guy out there who's just, looking for some type of solution. Yeah, all these solutions that avoid these big ass elephants, this big ass rhinoceros, all these huge ass things in the room that we just want to ignore because we want someone to tell us some type of magical sentence to say to a woman, and this doesn't matter and that doesn't matter if you just do this one key thing that I'm going to tell you. Please send your payment to so-and-so, so-and-so. Guys, knock it off. Okay? A big ass elephant in the room is physical attraction. I'm about tired of telling people this because it's like in every other thing in life. Why would it not be in dating? The irony is that's the place where you would think that that'd be the most appreciated, is how someone looks. But yet when it comes to picking cars, we have no problem saying we care how it looks. When it comes to picking a home, we have no problem saying we care how it looks. When it comes to picking a watch, picking a shirt, picking any other physical fucking object, we have no problem making it very, very clear that yes, how it looks is like the first thing that's gonna make me ask any other questions. Before I ask, what's the warranty? What's this? What's that? How long does this last? What's this? What's this? What's that? How about this? Tell me about this. Tell me about that. Tell me about the. Before you ask all those other factors, the first thing is, do I even like how this thing looks? You don't go to a car lot and find the ugliest car in a car lot and then start asking questions about it. So, what's the interest rate? So, what's this? What's the payments? So, how many miles do I get per gallon? Hey, how about this? How about that? Let me ask you about that. You don't ask about the shit you're not interested in. You don't ask about the shit that you're not attracted to, that you don't like the look. Now, that being fucking said, if you're an attractive dude, guess what? It's a lot less likely to irritate a woman or to be evasive if you approach her, because she's also physically attracted in you. So now she actually cares what you have to say. Now she's like, yeah, okay, you interrupted my coffee. I'm here with my friends. Okay, I was doing my little workout and you came and spoke to me. What do you have to say to me, hot guy? What do you have to say to me, attractive dude? I'm listening. But if you're an unattractive guy, now you're a pest. See how that works? You're a pest. Now imagine if a nice little squirrel comes up. She thinks it's cute. Oh my God, he's so cute. Give him a little piece of something. Let's feed him. But if a roach comes up, what does she do? Oh, get it out of here. I'm trying to make this simple for guys, okay? There's certain things that women think are cute and adorable, and they make time for those things. But there are also things that women think are ugly and they're pesky, like a snake, or a mosquito, or a roach, or a rat. Women don't like those animals, okay? But if a cute little animal comes over, then she wants to feed it. She might want to take it home, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, so the other thing is approaching women because of their looks is shallow and demeaning. Okay, I'm a little confused here. What the hell else would you have to go on if you don't know this woman, you're just seeing her? Okay, so I don't know what type of fairy tale world this guy is speaking from, but when it comes to dating, people are first, okay, they first engage with how the other person looks, male and female.
$80,000. Even at $80,000, which is a ridiculously low number, only 15% of black men earn that amount of money. And the ultimate question is, if 100% of women want men in this area, can you get one? And the answer is no. That's what it comes down to, because your SMV, height, weight, dress size, what do you look like? A fresh face out of the shower, no makeup, your natural hair is average. You can get a man making about $40,000. $41,500 is what you get as an average woman, no matter how you slice it. So this is what I want you guys to understand. That conversation is the problem, because so many women today are in another world when it comes. It is all theory and wishes.
That's pretty much how that works, and that's how it's always going to work. And that's how it always has worked. The difference is, now this is the part where I start explaining why his information is outdated than a mother. Shit has dust on it, okay? The past was different because women weren't, independent and empowered, okay? They can just go off and work for themselves and provide all these things for themselves. They had to rely on men. They had to rely on their family. They had to rely on the guys that they were going to marry in order to get out the house, in order to go somewhere and do something, in order to have a new dress, in order to blah, blah, blah. Man filled in all those blanks. So with that being said, picking a mate was prioritizing provision, okay? The family that he came from, how reliable is he, how invested is he? All those things came before looks in that time frame, because women didn't have the luxury of just going with the guy that they liked how he looked. They couldn't just do that. Their fathers and their mothers and whoever else weren't going to allow it. They said, the father didn't give a damn how the guy looked. He wanted to know, can this guy provide for my daughter? Is he a good man? Is he honest? Is he reliable? All that other stuff is what they made the decision based on. Nowadays, guess what, bro? Women can prioritize looks first and foremost now. Because in case you haven't noticed, I don't know what rock you might have been under, but nowadays women would rather stay single rather than settle for a guy in any department. Let me go ahead and repeat it. I shouldn't fucking have to in 2020 something. I shouldn't have to repeat this. This isn't like just recent shit. This has been like the last fucking 10 years at this point. Women will go single. They'll be alone with no man before they settle for a man in any department. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add on that some more to further illustrate why you would have to know who the fuck this guy Robert's talking to. Because if you're talking to young men, then what I just said is 100% the gospel, okay? Because young women ain't stopping their fantasy ride for no guy that's less than perfect. Sorry, that's just the reality of it. Attractive young women nowadays, attractive ones, okay? Anything 7.5 and above, they're not getting off the roller coaster for any guy less than perfect. Young people aren't doing that. Now, if he's talking to guys his age and a little bit younger who have probably already been through divorce, probably already have kids, or just fucking older, guess what? Now, the women are going to start putting other things before your looks, old balding man. And they're not going to be putting those things before looks because of their virtue, because they're such good people, because they're not shallow, and they don't want to be demeaned. No, Because they've already been young. They've already rode the roller coaster. They've already been on the carousel. So I'm upset that this guy is making me sound like the typical negative, red pill content creator. But I'm sorry, bro. Some red pill medication is needed here. Because this guy is talking like in this fairy tale world where these women are just such good people and they just want a good, nice man, nice guy. This shit sounds super blue pill. Okay? For what he is saying to be accurate or to be valuable information, you would have to be an older guy dealing with women that have already picked looks first. And now they're older and it's like, okay, now I'm going to settle for a guy just because he's good. I'm going to settle for a guy just because he's reliable. I'm going to settle for a guy just because he's capable. I'm going to settle for a guy just because he wants commitment. No, I don't need the abs anymore. No, I don't need him to be handsome. No, I don't need him to have a lumberjack beard. Just as long as he pays his bills on time, he has good credit, and he wants to commit to me, and he's a nice guy, and he doesn't demean me. He doesn't objectify me. All right, Seth, and everybody else who's, trying to really understand this shit, stop. Full stop. All right? This guy's talking points kind of go like in a retarded circle here. So again, if he's talking to younger guys, turn this guy off. He has nothing to give you at this point because of where we are in society right now. Everything he's saying is outdated. It doesn't work like that anymore. Okay? Even if you co-approach women today, I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say, how this shit's so outdated. Even if you were to co-approach women today, traditionally, and you waited for signals and did all that stuff that you're supposed to do, right? Good job. She's someone interested in you. She thinks you're attractive. She likes the way you look, right? Guess what you're going to exchange? Social medias. And it's going to go right back to your digital footprint, which Kevin Samuels was talking about. Mind you, Kevin Samuels was a dude in his 50s, but yet his information was up to the time.
Appearance, behavior, communication, digital footprint.
Bam.
Digital footprint is the most long-lasting, probably the most important of the four after the 7 seconds, because everyone, when they meet someone today, is going to look at their LinkedIn, their Facebook, their Insta, their this, their that. And you have to have a consistent personal brand strategy across all of your media. You are you're the same person, but you have a different reason for going to each social media platform.
It was up to date, bro. He's 50 something years old, but he's letting you know the value, okay, of your digital footprint. Because nowadays, that's king. I'm not saying it should be that way, guys. To me, it's really ass backwards, because if you're meeting someone in person first, what the hell does his Instagram mean at this point? You've already met the real person. But no, this is not how young people today think. Okay, they will suspend their verdict until they look through your social media and all of that. The girl will meet you, she'll say whatever, exchange, and then as soon as she walks away from you, she's like looking at her girlfriends and they're going back and forth like, I don't know, that's the kind of dog he has. Where does he live? What does he drive? What do you think about this picture? But they just met you in person. All right? So, like I said, what he's saying to me is super outdated. Okay? And then he says, choose a woman that chooses you.
Choose a woman who chooses you. When I first heard that, it both resonated with me and confused me at the same time. Choose a woman who chooses you. Now, what I want to do is expand that into what I teach men about connecting with women. What if, let me bring some really poor art skills here. This is a door, believe it or not. A little doorknob right there. This door is closed. That's why I've got all those lines right there. That door's closed. That door's open. That door's open. This door's open. That door's open. What would you prefer? Would you prefer to live in a world where you spend all your time trying to figure out tricks and tools for pounding on closed, probably locked doors and trying to get them to open, and feeling all the frustration and rejection and humiliation of that door never opening? Or would you rather walk through doors that are already open and poke your head around, look around and see what you think? What's it like in there? And what if there are these open doors? There's always going to be closed doors, but what if there was a lot more of these open doors than what you ever realized? And what if, there's another problem of approach, based on the way I describe it at least, what if one of the reasons we've never seen all these open doors, what if one of the reasons, one of your self-limiting beliefs is, oh, women just aren't attracted to me. Women just don't notice me. Women just aren't interested in me. What if the reason, there's probably several reasons we might think it and believe it, but what if one of the reasons is we've been so myopically focused on closed doors that we've never even noticed all the open doors?
And I'm like, okay. He went on to use the analogy of closed doors, locked doors versus open doors. Again, this is a bunch of stuff I've already said. He's just saying it in a way that I think is just outdated. But I've said to guys many times, any woman can reject me. No woman can reject me twice. It's not gonna happen. Before I ask the same chick to change her mind about something, I'll just ask a new chick that thing. Before I sit here and try to reschedule with a girl who canceled on me or flaked or whatever, I would just rather call, text, find, DM, cold approach a new female and ask her out. Okay? That's my version of open doors. Women that make it easy by letting you know they have interest and by cooperating. The moment that starts to get a little too difficult and there's excuses and there's this and that, deuces. I don't care if she's interested. You're not acting interested. You're not cooperating. You're not making this work. You're more energy than it's worth at this point. Now, why can I behave that way? I can behave that way because I make sure that my appearance is appealing to women. Therefore, I will always be able to attract a new one. So I can play that whole open door, closed door game. So that brings me back to who the fuck is Robert talking to? Because all the guys that he's selling books to, all the guys that are in the audience or whatever, I'm sorry, bro. These aren't above attractiveness guys. Okay? So that advice is kind of like, it's pigeonholing me, because it's like, okay, they're just gonna wait around for the women that are throwing choosing signals. They're just gonna wait around for the women that are so interested in them and already showing interest. They wouldn't be buying his books. We wouldn't be having this conversation in the first place. There was a plethora of women just, hey, I like you. Hey, guy, I smiled at you. Hey, guy, I winked at you. Hey, guy, I made eye contact. It's not going down like that anymore, guys. He might as well tell you to go pick women up in the library in Barnes & Noble, knowing damn well nowadays people use the internet to do research. So I'm sorry. I'm sure he's a nice guy. In the 90s, his advice would have been spot on. The thing is, it's about 25, 30 fucking years too late, guys. It doesn't work like this anymore. Okay? And if you're over here waiting on open doors, your ass better be in the gym. You better be making an appointment with the dude that's gonna put your hairline back. Okay? You better be doing all of those cosmetic things that you can do to improve your appearance. If you're just gonna be waiting around for choosing signals, waiting around for open doors. Because in case you haven't noticed, newsflash, the average guy isn't cutting it anymore. The average guy isn't considered attractive to women anymore. So again, who are these guys that are getting these choosing signals that Robert's talking about? Because if the average guy is getting choosing signals, I'm going to tell you why it's problematic. That means one of two things or both. That the women giving said choosing signals that are just, these open doors are less attractive women. Or they're women who have a bunch of bastard children, a bunch of debt, and a bunch of problems, and they're looking for a man to bail them out. And I'm not going to say too much more on this because I got my own content that I think is better than what he's saying. I don't care how much more popular he is, how much more books he's selling or whatever. All right, I think I would rather just focus on my content and make that a more understandable to guys. Okay, but before I bounce up out of here, I'm just going to go ahead and leave you with this clip of how he met his wife.
I got good over the last few years noticing women, sending indicators of interest. It wasn't until I met my wife that I realized I was just a rookie. And when my wife started pointing out women who are trying to get my attention, and you wouldn't believe it. I said, you guys know I just turned 64. Got no hair. What I have is gray. I'm okay looking, not great, not bad. And everywhere I go, women send me indicators of interest. And here's what really is freaky. The majority of them are significantly younger than me. Significantly. I'd never chased younger women. My wife's 22 years younger than me. I met her, I was walking down the street in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, minding my own business. She loves to tell the story. I'm just walking by and I hear a voice that says, "Hola, senor, want a massage?" And there's lots of massage places in Vallarta. And I got massages, but I rarely walked in off the street. And I looked at her and smiled and said, "No, not that, más tarde, mañana." And just kept walking. And I got about 3 or 4 or 5 steps, and I thought, I really liked her voice. Her voice was communicating. I thought, I liked her voice. I walked back. Quanto cuesta? How much? I knew what it was going to cost me. And then I'm married to, we celebrated our 3rd anniversary last month. All because I listened and let it vibrate. Her voice. Her voice. Hola, senor. Want a massage? And every time she tells that story, she changes the words around. Hola, senor. I won't go into detail.
And that right there, like, killed it for me, because I was already feeling, it's an hour-long freaking video. I was already feeling like, all right, this all sounds good and everything, but it just doesn't apply anymore. Okay, this reminds me of watching someone 2 years ago explain the YouTube algorithm. At that time, he might have been right. The thing is, now, in 2023 damn near, the YouTube algorithm doesn't work like that anymore. So if you're listening to a content creator from 2019 tell you about how the YouTube algorithm works, that person may be right in 2019. They're not right today. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So the shit was already sounding super outdated to me. And then when he went and explained how he met his wife, I was just like, all right, so this is how you interpret choosing signals, bro? I've been to Puerto Vallarta, and all the women there are on the take. All the women there are hustling. And he almost alluded to it earlier by saying, oh, you know, I'm an older guy, but I'm relatively good looking. Are you now? Yeah, and you know, I attract younger women all the time. I'm like, really? Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. I attract a lot of women, a lot of them being younger women. The way you attracted your wife in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, sounds to me like you're getting hustled. Sounds to me like she saw a gringo, thought to herself, that's my ticket out of here. That's my meal ticket right there. That's my come up. All right? So if you want to shop in the bottom of the barrel, this particular guy, maybe his content's for you. Okay? If you're over 40, you're balding, you had bad results with women in the past, okay? And you're ready to be somebody's beta provider, I think Robert's information is perfect for you. If you're a young guy and you're trying to get laid contemporarily, you're trying to get laid like now, today, it's not going to help you with the fuck he's talking about. Just being honest. And if you're an older guy that actually wants to, like, you know, make genuine connections with women and aren't trying to, like, use you for something, that are significantly younger than you, again, I don't see the connection. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe I am. I tell you this much though, okay? It damn sure didn't take me to the age that man was to start actually getting some good feedback from women. I tell you that much, all right? Because he wasn't getting it for all 70% of his life. He wasn't getting it, and now all of a sudden, eureka! I start to understand women's choosing signals somewhat after I've been divorced, after I wasn't able to hold on to my so-called gorgeous wife. Mind you, that's his account of his wife. I don't know who else is saying that his wife was also gorgeous. But the dude is saying he never had good luck with women in the past. He couldn't hold on to his wife. But now in his elder years, he's going to tell you guys, right, how to be successful with women. All right, so that's it. I'm out of here on that one. Watch the whole video. You know, make your own assessment of it. But like I said, Seth, sorry, dude. I'm utterly not impressed. And there wasn't anything there that motivates me to go read his books either. All right? Elephant in the room, guys. Build attractiveness first. Physical attractiveness first and foremost for yourself. All right? Make your money. Be worldly. Get new experiences. Network with guys. Meet people. Build up your social proof. All that good stuff. But just know that women don't care about any of that stuff. Okay? Unless the guy's attractive first. One damn thing that he said that was 100% true, again, something I've said millions of times, didn't take me long to figure this out, is that women don't get to know guys to decide to sleep with them. Women get to know guys they've already decided to sleep with. So for all you fucking dudes out there, that's like such an epiphany to you that really women know within the first 30 seconds if they want to sleep with you? Really? That shouldn't be fucking alarming. And that one thing being a fact should put everything else on this subject into perspective. So it's forgive me if I'm a little frustrated and I'm just like out of patience with guys going around in circles with these dating issues and these dating questions when it's really not that complex. If a woman knows within the first few seconds of seeing a guy whether or not she wants to sleep with him, what the fuck else is there to figure out? Get your fucking appearance in order. Go enjoy yourself casually, and then when you decide that you want to settle down with a woman, that's when you need to worry about all the fucking things that are gonna make the longevity possible. Okay? But notice that these women are out here sleeping with multiple dudes throughout their youth or whatever, but they're not securing any type of commitment or relationship. Notice that these chicks aren't like dating dudes long term. They're not like in and out of these long relationships, but they're all hooking up. So what does that tell you? Okay? The issue for women is not hooking up. It's relationships. Okay? The issue for guys is both. It's both. Because you're not going to keep a woman in a relationship with your looks, bro. It's not going to happen. But the thing also is, you're not going to get them in bed with all that other type of bullshit either. Unless they're needy and they're trying to use you. In which way it cancels out, because that's not what you want anyhow. I don't know. You guys figure it the fuck out. In the meantime, get in shape.
Space time.
Boy, go out there and you can't imagine. High up in the sky, high like I'm Aladdin.